If you haven't seen it yet, where have you been? What we saw Sunday redefined coast to coast. Fitting for Oliver Ekman-Larsson. Gets it out high, Ekman-Larsson. Oh, nice dangle move there. To the corner, in front, they score! I think it's Shane Doan. Oh, is that quick and beautiful.
Was that dirty?
Now in over the line, what a move! He shoots, stop, rebound, score! Follow-up number 23, Oliver Ekman-Larsson.
You want to talk about an individual effort, end to end.
Third time's the charm, Oliver Ekman-Larsson. Oliver Ekman-Larsson, he does it again in overtime. We welcome you to the Motor City, Detroit, Michigan, home to the auto industry and home to tonight's matchup tonight from Joe Louis Arena. It's game one of the Coyotes' three-game road trip against the Red Wings. Tonight's game is presented by Nissan. Hi, everybody, and welcome into it. Tyson Nash. I'm Matt McConnell. For many years, you would come to Detroit, and you would talk about Swedish defenseman Nick Lidstrom. Tonight, we come to Detroit, and we're talking all about Oliver Ekman-Larsson. He has been brilliant as always, Tyson.
Well, I remember when Shane Doan made the comparison with Oliver Ekman-Larsson and Lidstrom, and we all jumped on the bandwagon. I think a lot of people were laughing. Nobody is laughing right now. 52 goals in 5 years for Oliver Ekman-Larsson, 147 points. He has been unbelievable. 20 goals on the season this year, 9 on the power play, 7 game winners, and at 23 years old, he hasn't even reached his peak.
Well, he has been spectacular offensively for the Coyotes. He's going to have to be good defensively as well, because this is a Red Wings lineup, Tyson, that has an abundance of scoring.
Yeah, the only team in the entire NHL with 5 players with 20 or more goals, and that doesn't even include Henrik Zetterberg, who's not even on the list. Pavel Datsyuk, 36 years old, he's on the list. Thomas Tatar, what a season Tatar has had for the Wings, 26 goals, and Justin Abdelkader, what a year. His first time he's hit 20, 39 points. This is a player, Matt, that has evolved.
So can the Coyotes shut down their balance defensively? When we return, Todd Walsh gets answers from defenseman Michael Stone. It's the Coyotes and Red Wings here tonight from downtown Detroit.
Coming up here from Joe Louis Arena in Detroit, I'm Todd Walsh with defenseman Michael Stone. I'm going to get all sentimental on you here. Back in 2008, a month before you were drafted, you came here with your dad to a Stanley Cup Finals game. I'm just guessing that as a Red Wing fan, as a kid, that sort of fueled the fire for you, Michael, did it?
Oh, yeah, it was really cool. Especially seeing a Stanley Cup Final game anywhere. It was a really good experience for me.
Now the reality is you're playing them here tonight. They've got a fleet of 20 goal scorers coming at you. So what's your primary responsibility against a crew like that?
Get things stopped up in our zone. Get the puck out of their hands and hang on to it more.
You have a wonderful, I guess it's just a thing happening to you right now in your career. You are paired with Oliver Ekman-Larsson. What has that been like for you as you roll over these boards every night?
It makes my job a heck of a lot easier. Things are just so effortless for him. And, you don't spend a whole lot of time in your zone because he gets the puck on his stick and he gets it out. So it's really beneficial for me.
It's your opportunity. Rise with it. Thanks, Michael.
Thank you.
All right, Michael Stone of the Arizona Coyotes. We'll take a break. He's going to be back with his team for the rest to warm up. So when we come back, our team takes over. And then, of course, Matt McConnell and Tyson Nash. Game 1 of 3 on the road. The Red Wings and the Coyotes. And it's next.
We go tonight in Detroit at Joe Louis Arena. And let's take a look at the starting goaltenders tonight. They're presented by Behind the Mask Hockey Shops.
Absolutely. Mike Smith gets the start here tonight. Real good numbers in his career against the Detroit Red Wings. And Jimmy Howard just a little bit better. Both equal numbers. And a goaltender matchup on our hands tonight.
Should be fun to follow as we take a look at the referees there. Brian Pochmara and Rob Martell, linesman Scott Driscoll and David Brisebois. Coyotes first of 3 on the road here tonight at Joe Louis Arena. Will be in Buffalo on Thursday and Pittsburgh on Saturday afternoon. Coyotes 11-21-3 on the road, and the Red Wings with 20 home wins. We'll see what happens here tonight. And we are underway as Oliver Ekman-Larsson had that beautiful goal we showed you earlier tonight. As he's out there to start with Michael Stone, and the puck will be played around, and the Red Wings will look to get it out. Good hit down low early before it's turned the other way, and Eric Cole will get it back to center. It's got stood up that time by Ekman-Larsson. Puck comes in front, and a shot blocked away. And now Zetterberg is there, and Kyle Chipchura will move it out.
That's how you start a hockey game right there. Kyle Chipchura gets involved, and then Oliver Ekman-Larsson.
Across, and a shot taken that time goes off the netting. And so we'll get a whistle here, and a face-off coming inside the Coyotes zone.
Well, here's a look at Oliver Ekman-Larsson. The Coyotes all-star defenseman, 36 points on the season, leads them in points and in goals. Got his 20th the other night and did it in style. Went through the whole Vancouver Canucks line on the ice. That was a thing of beauty.
Arcobello wins the draw. John Moore will play it along, and he gets it to center intended for Toby Reeder. Danny DeKeyser for Detroit will get it back and over the line. Tatar has it. And Tatar's shot goes wide, played back out high that time by Kyle Quincy, and he'll send in behind the net. Sheahan for Detroit, trying to work it in behind the net against Mark Arcobello. And now Sheahan drops it off to Kaiser, skates in, tried the wrister, and it's deflected out high by Quincy. Andrew Campbell will try to chase it down into the far corner, take it away. And this one steered away by Mike Smith. Opening moments of this hockey game, and the Red Wings keeping the line with Darren Helm before it's going to be played by Andrew Campbell. And down the length of the ice where they've waved off icing. A minute and a half into this hockey game is Shane Doan along the end board to the other end. Now getting support from Sam Gagner. Eric Cole looks to take it away. And now Danny DeKeyser out of Western Michigan University will flip it along. Cole in over the line for Detroit. And that's taken away, and a nice move there as the Coyotes will look to bring it out. Klaus Dahlbeck breaking up that play, and now he'll cross center, send in, but they say he didn't get to the center ice line, and so it'll be an icing call. The coaches in this hockey game, Dave Tibbett, he said too many quality chances against the other night against Vancouver and not enough of them for the Coyotes. Hard to believe, but Mike Babcock in his 10th season with the Red Wings, he is the winningest coach in Detroit Red Wings history, 454 wins. Scotty Bowman had 410 here.
Mike Babcock's contract up as well.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of talk swirling around that. Does he stay or does he go? A lot of vacancies, I would imagine, this summer in the NHL, looking for a guy just like Babcock to the rescue. Everywhere he's been, he has had a ton of success.
Excellent in Anaheim. Left Anaheim, came here to Detroit.
And no different here again. 5 players with 20 or more goals. It's an NHL lead. Michael Stone talked about it. Puck possession is going to be key in this hockey game. Going to keep it out of the hands of Detroit and all their 20 goal scorers. You know they're going to score. Offense is not an issue for Detroit. Not the case for the Coyotes. They're going to have to find the back of the net more than one time here tonight.
This one's sent in on Jimmy Howard. And one of those 20-plus goal scorers, Eric Cole, who was acquired back at the trade deadline. And Cole has the puck as he circles in behind the net.
Yeah, how about the year that Cole has had this season? 21 goals.
Zetterberg will bring it back in on right wing. Little pull-up move there against Ekman-Larsson and a cross, but Abdelkader can't get a shot away. And the Coyotes will come right back. Sam Gagner flips one in. Howard, no problem. Gagner on the follow-up couldn't get a shot away. And Abdelkader will move it to Zetterberg, who gets it back to center ice. Detroit, so smart. Whenever there's no play, they just get the puck up the ice. For years, they've been a puck possession team. As Jedlitsky will try to get it out. And it's cleared back to center.
And that game plan has not changed here in Detroit. So many guys that can handle the puck, that want the puck, and very creative with the puck. So the less they have the biscuit, the better.
Board battle here as Pulkkinen will send into the corner. Goes in behind the net. Trying to scoop it free this time is Gustav Nyquist. Nyquist's shot is blocked away. Back of the line, Smith. And now back to the front. Nyquist with a backhander goes wide. Well, the puck's been down in the Coyotes' end quite a bit here in the early going. We played 3.5 minutes of this opening period tonight. To the front, and a shot stopped by Smith. That'll get a face-off. Good look there for Joachim Anderson.
Well, what a look is right, and what a shift by Detroit. Too many turnovers, defensive zone coverage, an issue. Everybody trying to do someone else's job. Nice job there by B.J. Crombie to come down and get a stick, not allow a clean look, and an easy save for Mike Smith on Anderson.
Joachim Anderson with 6 points in 57 games.
That's the thing with Detroit. You can't just shut down one line. It's their whole unit up top that has the ability to score goals.
This one is played in. We get a whistle on the icing call. Keys to the game tonight, Tyson, from Detroit, and they are brought to you by Sanderson Ford.
Well, Dave Tippett touched on it a little bit, and it's all about hitting the net. Too many missed opportunities. 16 missed shots the other night against Vancouver, and 20 shots blocked. That just can't happen. The Coyotes, we talk about their offense and how they're struggling to find the back of the net. You get an opportunity, you have to make it count. At least hit the net and hope for a rebound and try to generate a second opportunity.
Kindle will move it in over the line for Drew Miller. Kindle, a late add to the Detroit lineup. Nick Cronwall took the warm-up, and then he left early, so Kindle is in there. Stone to the front and deflected just wide by Reeder.
Well, heads-up play there by Michael Stone, who hits Reeder right in the middle of the ice.
Back it over the line. And now an opportunity with a shot. Stopped there by Smith. Big look there for Riley Sheahan, and that'll get another face-off.
That is a perfect example right there of Sheahan not getting overly fancy. A 2-on-1, yes, he doesn't try to get to shoot. He's got an option coming down this right side. He could pass that, and the right selection was taking this shot, hoping for a rebound. No rebound there for Mike Smith as Tatar was flying right through that blue paint. Make the goalie make a stop.
Sheahan will take the draw against Kyle Chipchura. Mike Smith has been brilliant in the month of March. Saves percentage way up there. This one to the front, and he got that one as well.
A one face-off. You win a face-off, and what happens? Immediately, it's a shot and a chance on net. That's why face-offs, we always talk about them. They are so important. Sheahan with a clean win, and they just funnel the puck to the front of the net. Nothing fancy about it, but that's how you win games.
Dahlbeck will wrap one around. Kindle couldn't keep, and so the puck up the ice, and back after it is Jonathan Ericsson. Now Kindle, and Ericsson to set it up. Big left-handed defenseman here in Detroit. Barrett Helm leads it in over the line. Thomas Tatar, and a wrist shot blocked away by Dahlbeck. Coyotes will counter. Kyle Chipchura through center. Sends one in. Looking to put on pressure there was Jordan Swartz. He was recalled, straight recall from Portland. 21 points for Swartz in 42 games. And so he comes up to play on the right side on that line with Chipchura and Larry Korpikoski.
Just another player getting an opportunity here in Arizona.
Ekman-Larsson tied up by Cole, and it ends up in behind the net.
That's part of the evaluation process that the Coyotes are going through right now. You're working hard, you're battling down there. They don't care. They don't care what round you went in, where you were drafted. If you're going to get the job done, you're going to get a chance.
Cole tried to dip the shoulder around Ekman-Larsson.
That's one thing with Cole, that he still has that ability to fly. A little long in the tooth, but he can get to the front of the net in a hurry.
Eric Cole that time just took a shot from Mike Smith in the crease. Played to the line. Coyotes will look to get it out. And Ekman-Larsson back to center ice. Dave Moss, who grew up in nearby Livonia, Michigan, broke his stick, so he had to head to the bench. Zetterberg now flipped this one in. Chasing it down, Andrew Campbell. And the Coyotes will turn the other way. John Moore getting it back through center. Shots right now 5-1 in favor of Detroit. As John Moore's going to chase this one down, it was deflected, and so no icing as Smith will play behind the net.
Yeah, way too much time right now for the Coyotes in their own zone. Too much time defending. This is that puck possession game that Detroit likes to play, that cycle game, working the boards. Little 5-foot passes all over the ice.
Arcabello tried it up on left wing, looking for Toby Reeder. And in behind the net, Danny DeKeyser. And Detroit will bring it out back through center ice. Anderson couldn't advance, so it's played all the way back, and we get an icing call here. Well, Mike Smith and the numbers in March. How about this compare and contrast, Tyson?
Unbelievable. Stopping 94.6% of the shots, and he hasn't got a win. He hasn't had a win. .946 save percentage. Unbelievable. Off the charts in March, and he doesn't have a win. The Coyotes, they got to find a way to get some offense for their goaltender. Margin for error is just so thin.
And again, I know we talk about it. Coyotes aren't scoring a lot of goals, but when you look to the lineup this year, you don't have Martin Hanzal, you don't have Mikkel Boedker, and you look towards next year, and almost certainly you're going to have a Max Domi, and you're going to have an Anthony Duclair, and you never know with the upcoming draft. So there will certainly be changes as this one is flipped along.
Yeah, you can guarantee that Don Maloney is going to make a lot of changes to this current roster from what we're going to see, what we are seeing right now, and what we are going to see next year offensively. They're trying to get quicker, they're trying to get faster, and those players you mentioned, and you didn't mention Dvorak or Pelini or Samuelson. I mean, the future just so bright, and 4 first-round picks in the next 2 years. Very, very exciting if you're a Coyote fan and the future of where this organization is going.
Zetterberg and Gagne won, and a shot by Eriksson never made it to the net. Goes in behind, Gagne all tied up. That allows Stone to play it around, and the Coyotes will get it off the boards, but it'll be an icing call here as Kindle is back. Well, the last Papa John's student rush of the season is Monday, March 30th. Show a valid high school or college ID and get a lower bowl seat for just $25. Line up outside the box office 1 hour prior to puck drop. And if you're one of the first 100 students in line, you'll get a free large pizza voucher from Papa John's. For more details, visit ArizonaCoyotes.com.
And a few icings already in the first 8 or so minutes of this hockey game. Just too much pressure. The Coyotes in their own zone. Detroit is ready to play this game. Like Babcock said, hey, you cannot take this Coyotes team for granted. They got real NHL players, and they are going to work. They're in an evaluation period. There's no quit in this Coyotes team.
Kindle will bring it along as Abdelkader will get it in over the line. Coyotes try to counter, and here they go. Late line change for Detroit. Crombeen with a shot goes wide. Boy, they nearly caught Detroit in a poor line change there as this one is popped out to Abdelkader. And he'll move it up on left wing before it's taken by Craig Cunningham.
And Abdelkader is another one of those guys who hit the 20-goal plateau, got the game winner against St. Louis. And this is a guy, when he first came in the league, I'm like, there's no way. No way. It's just not going to happen. But he has evolved as a player. He still plays with a lot of grit, a hard-working guy, and he's got the ability to play with good players. Plays with Zetterberg and Datsuk for a good majority of the last year and a half, and he's got it done. 39 points to go along with those 20 goals.
And he has 7 of those goals in his last 11 games as it's cleared back. Smith now. And it'll be sent right back in over the line. Trying to move it to the corner. Yurko goes in behind the net. Out high to Kaiser. And he shoots, and it's blocked away. Now Miller, and he got it in front, taken away that time by Swartz. Swartz showing the passion there as he gets it outside the zone. And now to Kaiser with it. Brings it right back to the front, and Smith got a piece of that. The
referee just got crunched, sandwiched.
In behind the net. He's back up and tough, and why is he tough? Because he's a hockey referee, right?
There you go.
To Kaiser. And now Kindle will bring it out for Detroit.
Those referees, they don't wear many pads either.
Oh.
They're tough as they come.
Nyquist got it to the front. This one's going to be taken away. And out of the zone as Swartz will bring it back through for Chipchura. Kyle Chipchura over the line. A little shot. Steered aside that time by Jimmy Howard. And now it'll be moved out, and Gustav Nyquist will bring it along. Drops it, and a shot taken that time by Volkanheim. Now into the corner, and a board battle for this one, Teemu Pukkanen. And now it'll be moved out by Doan. And Arcabello will take a shot that goes wide. Coyotes changing it up at a pretty good pace here. Not a lot of whistles as of late. as we are more than halfway home in the opening period here tonight in Detroit. Erat, good keep to the corner for Arcobello. Back out high, and a shot by Stone just wide. Ekman Larsson with a blast, and Howard the save.
Well, things get nasty in front of Howard.
Hockey on Fox Sports Arizona is brought to you by Papa John's. Get 50% off at Papa John's the day after a Coyotes win. Promo code Coyotes at papajohns.com. By Sanderson Ford. The best play is at Sanderson Ford. By Gigablast Internet from Cox. Get ready for the gig life. And by State Farm. For auto, home, life, and banking, get to a better state. Back in downtown Detroit, no score between the Coyotes and the Detroit Red Wings. Oliver Ekman-Larsson, beautiful goal on Sunday night against the Vancouver Canucks, going coast to coast. He's done that so many times. Ekman-Larsson with a shot. And it's loose in front. Coyotes try to clean up the junk as it's played to the line.
That's where Oliver Ekman-Larsson is so good. The Coyotes win a face-off. Arcobello. Oliver Ekman-Larsson gets it. He doesn't rip it. He doesn't tee it up. He just gets it to the front of the net. And it almost leads to a goal.
Arcobello in on the forecheck against DeKeyser. Red Wings will bring it out. Helm now with it. Darren Helm over the line with a little weak shot that goes wide. And now Helm has it in front. And his shot flutters wide of the mark. Martin Erat down low for the Coyotes. 11 minutes gone. Connor Murphy back in the lineup, but it's cleared out. By the way, Brandon Gormley and Ty McGinter, the healthy scratches tonight in this Coyotes lineup. Gagne for Erat. And now Gagne trying to set it up, and it's knocked away and cleared out. Abdelkader the other way. Now he has to pull it back. He lost it, otherwise it would have been offside.
And that's what Detroit does. That's that puck possession game right there. They don't have a play at the blue line. They bring it back, move it around, and they get you chasing.
Over the line. And now Cunningham takes a shot. It's in the crease. They score. Might have been John Moore on the tip. And the Coyotes have taken a 1-0 lead here tonight in Detroit.
Well, again, Mike Smith weathers a little bit of a storm here by Detroit. Keeps his team in this first period. And they get one chance, and they make it count. Cunningham just throws it to the front of the net. John Moore is whacking and hacking. Zetterberg cannot pick him up. I believe this might go off the leg of Moore and past Howard. But again, get the puck at the net. That's all Cunningham does. Coyotes get a real good bounce there. And John Moore gets the Coyotes on the board.
Early on, John Moore with the goal, really trying to become a factor in this game here tonight in Detroit as it's played right back in. Nobody seems to know where it went, and it goes out of play, and will step out. John Moore, 11:43, 1-0 Coyotes.
Welcome back. Here's a look at Cunningham and John Moore, the eventual goal scorer who just drives to the net. And Cunningham's going to stop up here inside the blue line, and his only job is get the puck to the net. He knows he's got traffic in front. Vitali's going hard to the net. John Moore is right in front. Fortuitous bounce off the right leg, I believe, of John Moore, and into the back of the net. Hard to really tell with Zetterberg draped all over Moore. Get to the puck to the net. Good things happen. Coyotes need to find more offense. That's how they're going to do it.
Smith will move it along for Detroit. Gets it back down the length. Mike Smith will play it in behind the net. Coyotes can't get it out. Now Michael Stone. And it's played by Joe Vitale. Out of the zone, back to center ice. Cunningham trying to get around the defenders. Zaglinski that time, and it goes to the front. Saved by Howard. Boy, B.J. Crombeen was right in front there.
Well, hey, it worked for John Moore. B.J. Crombeen said, I'm going to try the exact same thing. And how about Joe Vitale getting the puck to the net? Vitale gets an assist on that John Moore goal, his second in consecutive games for Joe Vitale. Starting to heat up a little bit here. the end of the season. Nice to see, getting rewarded, all the work, all the dirty work that he does through the season, game in and game out. You love to see those type of guys get rewarded.
Yeah, Vitale with his 9th point of the season on the assist on the Moore goal. Red Wings will win the draw, and it goes behind, and Kyle Quincy can't clear it. Coyotes intercept. Good work there by Korpikoski before it'll pop free to Drew Miller. Miller will get it back and over the line as it's played in behind the net. Going after it is Thomas Jurko. Bounces out high, and a shot taken that time hit the outside of the net. A board battle, and Miller, sharp angle, and covering it up is Mike Smith.
Again, Mike Smith to the rescue. You cannot say enough about what Mike Smith has done. In fact, Sean Burke was talking about Mike Smith today, saying that this is as good as he's seen him play since the Western Conference Finals. And he has been locked in, that is for sure, in the month of March. Nice chance there by Miller. No rebound on the play, and the Coyotes making sure they do a better job with coverage in front of Mike Smith.
Played around, Dahlbeck will get it out, and it's sent all the way back in. Big board hit that time, taking it away. Doan worked it to the front. Arcabello, and a shot goes over the top and out of play. Well, one thing that we know, and we'll get to that in a moment here tonight on Fox Sports Live, 7 games around the NHL. We'll have all the highlights for you on that. Jay and Dan will bring you highlights from across the league. Can the Rangers win their first in over 20 years, their first President's Trophy?
Well, they're well on their way, that's for sure. Not sure there's a team out there that has 6 defensemen like the New York Rangers. They are getting it done. Big spanking the other night against the Anaheim Ducks. They pumped them 7-2. Two big boys going at it.
Gagne will work it, trying to get it out of the zone. Played by Zetterberg, and it'll be sent right back in. I'll tell you what, between the goaltending of Mike Smith and the hard work of the Coyotes defensively, it's anything but a layup for teams down the stretch. And the Coyotes have been in games, every game since the month of March began. As Zetterberg will play it back to center for Eric Cole.
A wounded dog is a dangerous dog.
To the front, Zetterberg, backhand sent wide.
Good back pressure there by Dave Moss. Speaking of good defensive efforts.
He's had a lot of them as it'll be brought back in. Cunningham now.
That's the thing. If you're not going to score, which Dave Moss has had trouble doing with only 1 goal on the season, you got to have a plan B. And Dave Moss's plan B is his defensive game. So important for this Coyotes team defensively on the penalty kill. Plays in a lot of different situations.
Sheahan now behind the net. Tatar works into the middle. Helm. And now over to Eriksson. Rister blocked away. Crombie. And he'll take it away. Boy, Detroit starting this game, they're pretty sloppy in the first 14 and a half. This one will go all the way down. And more back, and we get an icing call here.
Well, let's take one more look at this Dave Moss back check, and this is just old-fashioned hard work. Middle of your screen. Just stop it here, guys, for a sec. Right here. Watch this battle. Dave Moss taking a look around, not getting puck focused. He knows he's got to get Zetterberg's stick. Most dangerous guy on the ice. Picks him up. No opportunity. One less save for Mike Smith to make.
This one sent a little wide. Now Toby Reeder. Arcabello has it in the corner, battling there with Jonathan Eriksson. Taken away and lofted out by Riley Sheahan. Connor Murphy with it.
Second half of this first period, Coyotes spending a lot less time in their own zone. A lot better execution. Dave Tippett talked a lot about that after the game against Vancouver. You got to execute. Make sure your passes are crisp and on the tape, and again, your coverage is a lot tighter.
Yeah, he said too many quality chances for Vancouver in that game and not enough for the Coyotes as they lost that one 3-1.
Well, they would have had a lot more quality chances if they wouldn't have had a block. They had 20 block shots in that game, and 16 of their shots they could have turned into scoring chances missed the net.
Yurko with it. One-on-one in over the line. Moore. Good takeaway that time. He's the goal scorer. Got his second goal over the season back at 11:43. And first is a member of the Coyotes, as this one will be moved back to center. Moss for Gagne. And it's flipped right back in. 4 minutes remaining, opening period. Coyotes with a 1-0 lead. Eric Cole up on right wing. Now Cole trying to go to the net. It's loose in front. Abdelkader couldn't put it home, but we're going to get a penalty coming up here against the Coyotes. Our Chaz Roberts cool play of the game. The goal. John Moore. 1-0 Coyotes.
Welcome back, Coyotes, to the penalty kill. And we talked about Cole and his speed and how he takes that puck to the front of the net. Korpikoski's got no choice but to take a penalty on Eric Cole, who just rumbling down that right side. And as he's getting older, he still has that speed. That's what makes him so dangerous. And his 21 goals are
best Red Wing in the opening period here, I think, Tyson.
He definitely has, and I believe he just went to the Detroit Red Wings locker room as well, so he will not be a part of this power play.
Yeah, we talked about Cronwall being out, replaced by Kindle, and now no Eric Cole as it's sent all the way down the length. Kindle, one of the 2-point men. They'll also throw Nyquist a forward back on the point. Zetterberg up front with Abdelkader. And in over the line it goes as they'll look to set it up here. Nyquist trying to work it free. And out of the line, Kindle. Abdelkader has it. Justin Abdelkader back out high. And a shot taken that time by Zetterberg is blocked. Henrik Zetterberg.
That's the dirty work right there I was talking about by Joe Vitale.
And a shot on. It's loose in the crease. They still swat away at it, and they can't put it home.
Mike Smith had no idea where that puck was, but that big right pad.
Boy, oh boy, what a shift for Joe Vitale, too.
Unbelievable. Joe Vitale takes that one up high, and then this sequence by Detroit. Abdelkader causing problems in front, and they just cannot elevate that puck over the right pad of Mike Smith. The big man, again, is shutting the door, taking away the lower part of the net. He's in perfect position with that pad. And Joe Vitale's in the locker room.
Late opening period, Red Wings still with a minute remaining in their power play. Zetterberg. Sheahan. Zetterberg flips it across. Shot to Tar. And a stop there by Smith.
Mike Smith is just seeing the puck. Puck looks like a beach ball right now to him.
In his zone and playing his best hockey of the season by far.
It's nice to see, that's for sure. He's been through it this season. He's continued to battle, and a little late, but he has found it, no question.
Stone will wrap this one around, and it's cleared down the length. 45 to go in the Detroit power play. Stone out there with Captain Shane Doan, also Kyle Chipchura, and Oliver Ekman-Larsson as the penalty killers. Tatar will lead for Darren Helm. Helm gets around Stone. Back out high it goes, and the Red Wings will get it set up. Now Zhidlitsky with it. Sent one towards the net, blocked by Chipchura. Doan's going to go after it. Coyotes try to get it out, and they will. Good work, Kyle Chipchura, and this forces it all the way back in with a dozen seconds remaining in the Detroit power play.
Yeah, real good sequence between Chipchura and Shane Doan, reading real well off of each other. When you're killing a penalty, you all have to be on the same page. One goes, you all have to go. You can't just have one player being aggressive.
Anderson backhander goes wide. Coyotes get it back to center ice. To Kaiser for Detroit. And now Yurko with it. Gets it into the corner, plays it down low that time for Anderson. Yurko and Anderson. Down low game here for the Red Wings. Connor Murphy applying pressure. And it's taken away as Moss will get it through center for Toby Reeder, and here he goes. Right around the defender to Kaiser. Kyle Kyle Quincy trying to advance at that time on Sam Gagne. And the Red Wings will get it out. Coyotes have killed off that penalty to Lauri Korpikoski as Zetterberg will bring it in.
Last play in this period.
Ekman Larsson with it. Under a minute to go. Nice little move that time by Nyquist. Now Abdelkader falling down.
Coyotes got to be careful here not to take a penalty. This is that cycle game, Detroit.
Abdelkader will play it into the corner. Back to the front and steered away by Smith. Nyquist gets it in behind the net. Stone ties up him. Coyotes will bank it off and back to center.
A good safe play there by the captain, getting that puck hard off the glass and out, not taking an icing.
20 to go in the period. Brendan Smith. And now Eriksson for Detroit. Got it back to center. Erad will take it away. Martin Erad in over the line, and Arcabello with a chance in front, but that time Crombie couldn't get his stick on it. 5 to go for Detroit as they'll fly one down, and racing back is Dahlbeck, and we'll get a late icing here with 1.5 remaining.
A couple tough decisions there by Eriksson. Turns a puck over in the neutral zone, and then I believe he was the one who just iced the puck. Now an offensive zone faceoff for the Coyotes with 1.5 to go in this period.
Mike Smith will stay between the goalposts. No extra attacker out here with 1.5. Chip Chero will take the draw.
Those type of plays just drive coaches crazy.
Out of the zone, that's going to do it. Off the face-off as we take a look at our CenturyLink link to what's next here in our first intermission. Todd will have a conversation with Craig Cunningham, who came over from the Boston Bruins a few weeks back. Shane Doan making a difference, no doubt about it. Just the typical captain at the morning skate today. And another installment of Nasher Knows. What a great road period, Tyson. The Red Wings outshot the Coyotes 13-5, but the Coyotes really got the momentum after that John Moore goal.
It's all about capitalizing on your opportunities. As you mentioned, 5 shots. Detroit came out, guns a-blazing. Mike Smith held the fort, and the team got their legs underneath them and really took over that first period. I love it. Solid road period, but only one in the books.
John Moore is second at 11:43. The assist going to Vitale and Cunningham. The Coyotes lead the Red Wings 1-0 through 1. Speaking of Craig Cunningham, he's up next with Todd Walsh from here at Joe Louis Arena in downtown Detroit. Coyotes hockey was presented by Jack in the Box. Try the new buttery Jack Burgers at Jack in the Box with melted garlic herb butter. Welcome back, getting set for the second period here tonight in Detroit. And the Coyotes with a 1-0 lead here against the Detroit Red Wings as we take a look at the stats from the opening period. Detroit is such a puck possession team, Tyson, so you never want to give them the puck, so you got to win a lot of faceoffs. So the Coyotes were able to do that in the opening 20.
Yeah, the Coyotes out face-off to the Detroit Red Wings 12-10. You're right, it is all about puck possession. Coyotes did a good job as that period went along. They forced turnovers, and they kept getting that puck behind Detroit's D. That is the key to everything in this hockey game.
Well, don't forget, make Fox Sports Arizona your destination for all your local online sports coverage you can't find anywhere else, with full coverage from post-game reaction from the Coyotes dressing room. You can learn more about Coyotes prospect Tyler Gaudette, and ASU is in the market for a new basketball coach after firing Herb Sendick. That and a lot more. And there was a lot more on Sunday night, for sure. Oliver Ekman-Larsson, let's take one more look at this great goal from Sunday night.
Yeah, coast to coast, butter and toast, goal line to goal line. And he dances through the entire Vancouver Canucks lineup. First, it was Dorsett. He thinks he's got him. No, I don't got him. McMillan, you got him. McMillan thinks he's got him, fakes to the inside, goes outside, see you later. Jockstrap hanging from the roof. And then he just decides to go right in between Spiza and Bieksa, gets the shot on net, and gets to his rebound. And look at this finish right here. Upstairs, under the bar on Markstrom, the vapor trail all over the ice from goal line to goal line. That's how you score your 20th goal.
You know, when Spiza and Bieksa were converging on him, it was a brilliant move by him just to get the puck on the net, you know, and then he follows it up. So,
wow, when your skates are facing towards the goal and you shoot that puck, you're looking at it, the two defense, they don't know where that puck is. They don't know where the rebound's going. So it gives you that advantage as the offensive player to get to that rebound, which he does. It is hilarious. So everybody's looking at each other going, you got him, I got him, I got him, no, I don't got him, you got him. I mean, it's just, the guy is incredible. Oh, there's Joe Vitale back on the bench. Nice to see him back after blocking that shot on the penalty kill. Has himself another assist here in this hockey game.
Yeah, Joe Vitale and Craig Cunningham assisting on a goal that has been given to John Moore, but we believe it went off Zetterberg, and if that's the case, it would actually be Craig Cunningham. We've also been told up here that they are not going to review the goal. They're not going to take another look at it. They're going to keep it as is. They're not going to change it. So here's a chance in front of Glendenning with a great look there on Mike Smith. 41 on 41 there.
Well, John Moore will be happy to hear that.
Yeah.
It's his goal. Not sure it is 100%, but he'll take it for his second of the season.
Played right back in by Zhidlitsky, and he took a shot there at Korpikoski. No penalty called, and we roll on. And now right back through center ice it goes. Flipped in by Michael Stone, and it goes right to Jimmy Howard. And now Korpikoski and Zhidlitsky having words. I don't think Laurie appreciated the shot that he had.
Well, the Coyotes, we talked about their first periods and how successful they've been. Scored the first goal in 8 of their last 19 games. But their record's still 1-7-0 because they haven't been able to follow it up with another goal and another goal. They need to find a way to score more than one goal here tonight. I'm sure that was the focus in between periods. Just not had an opportunity to get it done.
By the way, Eric Cole upper body will not return. If you remember, he was involved in that collision in the first period of play. Doan has it, and he shoots over the top of the net. So Eric Cole, who arguably was the best Red Wing player in the opening 20, will not come back here tonight in Detroit. Helm with a shot. Big rebound there, Smith. And the Coyotes will get it out.
Nice job there by Mike Smith for that rebound to go past the first layer of attacking forwards of Detroit.
Tatar gets it across center for the Red Wings. That was blocked away, and now the other way it goes. Sam Gagner. Surrounded by Red Wing jerseys. Good keep of the line that time by Dave Moss, and now this one's turned out. Zetterberg for Detroit. Trying to take it wide, dumped one in front. And Martin Erat will come right back, and he brings it through center. Dave Moss chips one in. Zetterberg now. And back to center ice. Weaving in and out. Here's a chance. Abdelkader to the front, and sliding to make the save on Zetterberg was Mike Smith.
Like a book. Mike Smith read that one.
Well, just a reminder, when the Coyotes win, you win at Papa John's. The day after every Coyotes win, celebrate with 50% off your online order at papajohns.com by typing in promo code Coyotes. Offer only available online on regular menu prices, and right now it's looking good for pizza. But we got a long way to go as the face-off will be to the right of goaltender Mike Smith. Craig Cunningham, and back through center ice, Joe Vitale. Got it in over the line. BJ Crombie out there with Vitale and Cunningham.
Well, this line has had a lot of ice time early in this game. I guess the only guy that would be upset that they don't make the change to that goal is Cunningham.
Right. Ekman Larsson, that's blocked away. And out with it is Pulkkinen. Now Pulkkinen with a shot, and he misses everything.
Wow, he missed by about 3 feet, too. That's an opportunity you can't let slip by, down by a goal. You got to hit the net. No wonder. Look at the big boomer on that stick of his. And Oliver Ekman-Larsson, a rare turnover, gets his shot blocked, and back comes Detroit 2-on-1. Helm driving to that far post. That's a missed opportunity there. 20 games for Pulkkinen, 5 goals and an assist. Very respectable numbers.
Dahlbeck will wrap it around. Back through center. Chasing it down is Brendan Smith. Got to back it over the line. It goes in behind the net. That's where Chimchura will look to move it along. Back out high and a shot blocked away. Dahlbeck will take that on left wing, try to move it out, but he can't. And it goes right to the glove of Smith, who holds on. So another face-off coming inside the Coyotes zone, leading this game 1-0, being outshot 17-6.
Nice job there by Mike Smith. Just swallowing that one up, not taking any chances. Every chance you can get, the heat is being poured on here by Detroit. Freeze those pucks, slow it down by getting a face-off.
Clean win to the line, Kyle Quincy. And his shot, he scores. Might have been deflected in front. And it's 1-1. I thought that hit something on the way to the net, Tyson.
Again, the win of face-off. And I believe it was Glendening in front that's going to tip this puck. He wins the face-off too. He gets it back to Quincy, who gets to the middle of the ice. And Arcobello is trying to get Glendening out of the way, so he's not a screen on Mike Smith, and Mike Smith never sees that puck. You're going to see it come through, and it changes direction a couple times.
Well, we will wait to see. We get a whistle here, and now they're going to bring the faceoff back inside. We think it's Glendening's goal.
Well, let's take a look. Off to the side.
Well, maybe not. Maybe Yurko, right?
Or it might even go off to John Moore and Glendening. It's impossible to tell. Only guy that knows on the ice is Glendening.
Glendening played collegiately down the road in Ann Arbor for the Maize and Blue of the Michigan Wolverines. Well, he had a good look. If it was Glendening's goal, he had a real good look early in the period. Now Glendening and Doan having words.
They're giving it to him. Glendening gets credit for that goal here in Detroit.
Miller can't set it up. Now Miller gets it back, and he'll feed the point. Across, Quincy with a shot. And a stop there by Smith. Penalty coming up here, and boy, Shane Doan wants a piece of Glendening.
I'm not sure Shane Doan's going to give him much of an option. He's got him.
Boy, oh boy.
He's got him in the chicken wing there, and Glendening wants no part of it. He can't pull that visor down far enough.
And that started inside the left point early on in the shift.
Well, let's see if Shane Doan gets an extra for the rough. And oh, that's why right there. Glendening gives Shane Doan a little bit of a hit. A cross check, and Shane Doan returns fire. Glendening goes down pretty easily on that one. Glendening taking a page out of Abitator's book.
He's going to get a double minor. 4 minutes to the captain.
So a missed call by the referees on the initial cross check. Get the retaliation.
Doan gets 2 for cross-checking and 2 for roughing.
So a big penalty kill coming up after Detroit just tied the game up. Get an opportunity here on the power play.
By the way, Glendening getting his 10th from Quincy at 3 minutes, and that's tied this game here tonight in Detroit. Detroit tonight 0 for 1. They've had 3 shots on their lone power play. And they work here on a double minor to Shane Doan.
Coyotes have won the face-off battle statistically, but the offensive zone or the defensive zone, if you're the Coyotes, they lost more than their fair share in that zone. That's how Glendening got that goal. He won the initial face-off back to Quincy.
Kindle brings it out, and he lugs it across center. Knocked off his stick that time by Dave Moss. Moss will keep it out. And now Toby Reeder's going to force it all the way up the ice. Reeder and Kindle in a board battle. Zetterberg comes in, so does Dave Moss. Also take it away to the line. Ekman Larsson try to pull it in front, and now Moss with a shot, and that goes wide.
That's how you kill a power play off. You play in Detroit zone. Led by Tobias Reeder, getting to that loose puck with that great speed of his.
Yeah, Dave Moss out there for the initial penalty kill. Solid defensive effort as well as Zhelitsky couldn't hold the line, and Nyquist back with it. And now Zhelitsky plays it into the corner. Rough ride from Ekman Larsson. Coyotes will look to get it out, and Jordan Swartz will send down the lane.
Yeah, pretty sloppy here so far on this power play for Detroit. They know they got all this time. Sometimes that can work against you. Take your foot off that gas pedal.
Nice move by Stone, and he'll send right back in. So the penalty kill getting it done so far here with 2:27 remaining in the double minor to Shane Doan. Cross-checking and roughing to the captain. This one picked by Korpikoski and sent right back in.
And the Bluebirds here at the Joe are going to work, voicing their opinions.
Over the line it goes, and a shot, and a blocker save that time by Smith.
Wow.
Thomas Yurko with a good bid there. Now Darren Helm's going to try to move it along, and we'll get a whistle here. This one over the glass and out of play.
Mike Smith made that last one look real easy. As you look at Detroit's power play numbers, this is why you have to be so disciplined when you play the wings. 25%. That leads the entire NHL. They can move it around. Zetterberg, Datsuk, Abdelkader in front, Nyquist, Tatar, and one after another. Cole, who is injured. They have a little bit of everything. They have the talent, they have the skill, but they also have those gritty guys that are willing to pay a price in front of the net.
Puck is played to the line. By the way, we understand we're experiencing in and out audio and video issues back to the Valley tonight, so thanks for hanging with us here. As Kindle will play it to Zetterberg, and his shot, that ramps up over the top. Pulkkinen trying to move it along. Back out high it goes, Kindle. And now Zetterberg forward out at the point. Henrik Zetterberg. Now Zetterberg still with the puck.
So dangerous.
Got one on, and a pad save that time by Mike Smith. Out high, Kindle. Now Kindle with a shot, redirected in front. They jam at it. And we get a whistle, maybe a quick whistle there, as the Coyotes will take it.
And you look at that play, and when you're watching it in live time, very, very innocent. But it's all, again, about getting that puck to the front of the net. You look at the traffic in front. Abdelkader just doing a great job on Mike Smith, who can't see that point shot. He's just trying to make himself real big, as big as he can, to make sure he gets a piece of this puck, which he does. And then he jumps on it with Detroit, whacking and hacking in front of him.
Back in the line, Tatar, and a cross, and a shot over the top by Zhelitsky. And he's trying to get it out. Move back to center, and Swartz doing a nice job to get it all the way down. So we're under a minute to go in the 4-minute double minor to Shane Doan.
This is something you can definitely build some momentum off if the Coyotes can find a way to kill this last 45 seconds.
Played away, Chipchura, and he sends up the ice. Zhelitsky, who came over from the Devils, plays it across. Moving it is Tatar, but he got stripped of the puck. Nice job by Schwartz to move it along for Chipchura. Half a minute to go in this penalty kill, and the Coyotes will get a quick change here, Tyson.
Yeah, 28 seconds to go. And then back to work for Arizona.
So Zetterberg back through center. Tatar will bring it in. Zetterberg right wing corner. Now behind the net on Andrew Campbell. 12 to go on the power play. To the line it goes, and a shot on, and a stop by Smith. And it's loose, and we get a whistle.
He pounces on it. Everything is developing off the stick of Zetterberg. He is making it happen tonight. He has got the puck on a string. He just floats that one right back. Backhand sauce back to his defenseman, who just walks right into this one. Just bombs it. Mike Smith jumps on it. Look at the job in front of Smith, too. Everybody looking for a man so that there's not a chance. If there happens to be any loose change, the Kaiser just wired that one.
7 to go on the penalty. Back of the line, Nyquist for the Kaiser. Now Nyquist down low, gets it right back. Out high to Kaiser. Now Nyquist. Doan's out of the box. Zetterberg with a chance in front, and Abdelkader can't buy the rebound.
That's how Abdelkader gets 20 goals on the season, standing right in front. He has just anchored himself in front of Smith tonight.
Great board battle there. Zetterberg and Doan. Also down there, Kyle Quincy. Unfortunately, Stone couldn't keep at the blue line. So the penalty kill unit of the Coyotes getting it done here tonight. Doan went off for 4 minutes, and they come through in a 1-1 tie.
And I think Glendening might want to have his head on a swivel here tonight, knowing that Shane Doan, the big captain, is a little owly after that 4-minute penalty. Took the initial cross-check when he was down by Glendening. That started the whole thing, and guarantee you, he's got a long memory.
All you guys do.
Like elephants.
Glendening back out there, and here we go is Shane Doan right back out. Keep an eye on those two. 41 in the red, and of course the captain 19 white.
Guarantee you Glendening knows he's out there.
Smith will take a shot, blocked away. Big hit that time, Doan, and he'll bring it back. Doan will give it off. Here's Erat in. Erat can't get it past Jimmy Howard.
Oh, what a hit there by Shane Doan. That is patent Shane Doan right there. Knocks Smith right on his can.
Comes back in front, and Detroit will look to get it out. Glendening this time.
Leads to a breakaway there. That was Shane Doan in the playoffs a few years ago against Detroit.
And so many times we talk about taking a hit to make a play. That time, Doan gave a hit to make a play.
Yeah. Smith felt that one, too. He's still looking around for that license plate.
Taken away by Moss near boards. He'll work it down low. Shane's going to take it, and we're going to get a penalty coming up here against Detroit. We'll check it when we come back. The Coyotes will go to the power play. Our Nissan High Excitement, a play of the game. Shane Doan setting it up for Martin Erat in a 1-1 game.
By Erat, here's a penalty right here on Reeder getting to that loose puck. Forcing Eriksson into a penalty. Takes the free hand off the stick. They get you every time. And look at the numbers here on the power play this season on the road. Coyotes 24.2. That's second in the NHL. And I got to say, power play much different right now than what it has been all season. No Hansel, no Bodker, no Vermette, no Keith Yandel. But other guys getting an opportunity to get it done in a 1-1 game.
Yeah, here we go. Arizona Lottery Powerball power play. Ekman Larson and Moore, the point men, and up front Gagne out there with Reeder and Doan. Reeder will set it up left wing side as it's rotated back for John Moore. Moore looking around, and he sends one to the net just wide. Doan looking for a deflection in front. Coyotes with a great chance here on the power play to take the lead again here in this hockey game. Moore now for Gagne. Gagne back out high, and the Coyotes working around. Ekman Larson for Moore. Now Gagne. Gagne holding, try to slip it down. Doan had it. He'll get it out high for Moore.
Well, they're looking for Oliver Ekman Larson back door. Shane Doan hits him there. That's an empty net. Good play defensively by Quincy.
John Moore will move it along, and here he comes.
John Moore is a lot more offensive than I thought he was going to be when I saw him play in New York before the trade.
Good skater.
Yeah, real good skater.
Martin Erat. Back of the line it goes. Ekman Larson and across now. Michael Stone, right circle. And now Erat back out high to Ekman Larson. Ekman Larson got a shot away, and that just goes wide. Coyotes working it around. A half a minute to go in their power play. And this one's knocked away but not clear. Great job by Stone to keep the line. And he's got the puck, and the Coyotes set it up again. Saucer pass for John Moore, who will go down the boards. Works it to Arcabello with a shot. He scores. Mark Arcabello. It's a power play goal, and the Coyotes have got that lead right back. It's 2-1.
And Arcabello, who else? Talk about opportunistic. His 14th tally of the season. A nothing play. Puck bouncing all over like a hot potato. I believe that's Korpikoski just chips it. Little chip pass to Arcabello. And watch him just walk right into this one, almost all in one motion, and blows that by Howard on the blocker side. That is not a good goal for Howard to allow. In a 1-1 game at the time, on the power play, that is a save that that Jimmy Howard has got to make. Plain and simple.
Arcabello getting his 14th goal, 24th point on this, his 4th team this year.
14 goals. That is a lot of goals for a guy that's been shipped all over the NHL this year, unwanted by 3 other teams, and the Coyotes are more than happy to have him.
Back in center ice, Dahlbeck tried to advance it, taken away by Abdelkader, and a reset on for the Red Wings. Arcabello, 14th power play goal. Korpikoski and John Moore assisting. So Moore now with a 2.9. Abdelkader in over the line, and he scores. Justin Abdelkader has tied it up just like that. And Abdelkader with his 21st of the season. It's 2-2.
How many times have we talked about this year? The Coyotes get a goal and they allow one on the very next shift. And what a pass here right up the middle of the ice by Kindle. Kindle wasn't even in the lineup before this one. Cronwell goes down, Kindle comes in, and a beautiful pass to Abdelkader, and he puts it posted in. Blocker side on Mike Smith for his 21st goal of the season. Incredible. A guy that came into the league, was a grinder, fourth line player, has turned into a 20-goal scorer with lots of hockey left to play.
Quincy at the line will take a shot, and that goes wide. So Abdelkader with his 21st, and it comes 36 seconds after Arcobello had given the Coyotes a 2-1 lead.
You just can't allow that to happen. You can't allow Abdelkader to get behind you.
At the line, Campbell. And he'll play it into the corner. Abdelkader, he's a Michigander. He grew up in Muskegon on the west side of the state, played at Michigan State, scored the huge goal in 2007 for the NCAA championship against Boston College. Zetterberg also picking up an assist as this one is flipped right back in. What a hockey game here tonight at the Joe in Detroit. This one's turning out to be quite an interesting affair here. Ekman-Larsson. And now Helm. Before it's gathered up by Chipchura. Over the line, Schwartz. Chipchura. At the line, Ekman-Larsson. His shot wide. Played by Nyquist, can't get it out. Good keep Stone, and he'll send right back in. Behind the net, Schwartz. Jordan Schwartz going to work. Latest recall from Portland. Tried to throw it back in front. Stone is there. And it'll be taken away and sent right back in by Brendan Smith. Helm frees it. Tried to set it up in front that time. Anderson couldn't tee it up, and now the Coyotes will look to move it along. Michael Stone. Larry Korpikoski. Got it in over the line, taken away by Erickson. Picked off here by Moss. Coyotes trying to keep the zone, but it's turned the other way for Pulkkinen, and he'll play it along as the Red Wings will send behind Mike Smith.
And those are those little battles that the Coyotes have got to find a way to start winning. Team that wins more of those battles wins the game.
Follow-up play there by Gagne, but it's poked free. And now the other way it goes for Yurko. And Yurko's shot is stopped by Smith.
Oh, what a move there by Yurko to get inside position and get that quick shot off.
Around now, Erad will play behind the net. Connor Murphy across for Moss. And it's moved out of their back to center ice. 5:43 remaining in the second period. And the Coyotes and the Red Wings tied at 2. Moore and Arcobello tonight for the Coyotes. Glendening and Abdelkader for Detroit. The Kaiser in behind the net. And now Quincy will play it along as he finds Nyquist. Zetterberg at center, over the line. Abdelkader, but this play is offside. Our mid-first bank on-ice leader tonight in Detroit is Mark Arcobello. 14th on the season in a 2-2 tie.
Back, and here's a look at the play on that last goal, and you're going to see Joe Vitale. Stop it here, guys. Joe Vitale right in the middle of the ice. He's going to go for a line change. He doesn't recognize that Connor Murphy is leading the rush here. He goes for a line change. Connor Murphy can't get back into position. Nobody steps up for him. And away Abdelkader goes. Off to the races, post and in. Nice play there by Kindle to recognize that and find Abdelkader way up ice. It's all about coverage. It's all about covering for your defenseman. When you see a defenseman getting up the ice, immediately someone, one of the forwards, has to stay back. I'm not saying that's Joe Vitale's fault. That goes on all three of them, really.
Switches, communication, so vital. Played all the way back in. De Kaiser will chase this one down, but it rolls right to Jimmy Howard instead.
Taking advantage of the other team's mistakes, and Abdelkader did that with a beautiful pass by Kindle. And you can't say enough about this man right here and what he's done in his career. First 209 games, 18. Came in as a mucker and a grinder, but this is a guy that evolved. And when you make the NHL, in your career, you've always found a way to put up numbers. That's how you get noticed. That's how you get drafted. But it's about evolving and making himself a better player at this level.
They score off the face-off. It's 3-2 Coyotes. Plus, Dahlbeck took the shot, and we'll wait to see if it was deflected.
Well, that's been the story of the hockey game. Of course, it had to have been deflected by someone. There hasn't been a clean goal yet here tonight. And again, face-off win. Gagne wins the face-off, and it was deflected up high in the slot. I believe Dave Moss might get this. Let's see the shot here by Dahlbeck. Oh yeah, it goes off the big paddle of Dave Moss for his second of the season. Great deflection, no chance on the play for Howard. You win a faceoff. 2 goals here tonight. 2 of the 5 have come right directly off a faceoff.
15:08 the time of the goal, and the Coyotes have the lead again here tonight in Detroit. Dave Moss from nearby Livonia, Michigan. And it's 3-2. Gagne that time got hit by Zetterberg, and the puck will be played away as Michael Stone will have to chase this one down.
And we'll find out for you, but it has been a long time since the Coyotes have scored 3 goals in a hockey game. And he's still got lots left.
That one rode up on Jimmy Howard, puck in behind the net. Out on the line for Ekman-Larsson. His shot, no problem for Howard. And it'll be played back to center ice. And I said it earlier, Tyson, if anybody thinks that the Coyotes are going to come in here.
Ooh, Oliver Ekman-Larsson went down funny.
Yeah, let's hope he is okay. Boy, oh boy. That was awkward.
It looks okay.
Come on, boys. Your left knee looks like
Oliver Ekman-Larsson on the Coyotes bench. That's a great sign, Tyson, just moments ago this.
Yeah, he just kind of caught an edge here, just kind of tweaks what looks like his right leg. It's caught funny, and Abdelkader just comes crashing down in on him unintentionally. It looks like he's okay after being in a significant amount of pain on the bench. He looks good with that A on his jersey, doesn't he?
Absolutely. Now, I think Abdelkader kind of held up. He didn't just tumble completely on him. Here's a 2-on-1 the other way. Korpikoski shoots, stopped that time by Howard. Good look there, and he had Schwartz breaking as well.
The right idea, though, by Korpikoski. You got to be a little selfish sometimes, as Howard gets his mask knocked right off his pumpkin. Korpikoski hits him right square in the mind. Schwartz going hard to that right post. That's a good shot there. Korpikoski unable to get to his rebound after it comes off the helmet. Coyotes generating a lot of offense here in this hockey game. First time since February 26th.
Yeah, and modest numbers for Jimmy Howard since his return.
But the Coyotes have scored 3 or more goals. He's not the same player Howard is since that injury on February 11th. Groin injury, that's a tough one for a goaltender. They need their flexibility. You don't have it, or you're a little bit gun shy of it. It's tough to get back into form.
First meeting of the season, Peter Mrazek was the goaltender out in Glendale. The Red Wings won that game. Here, a different story. Howard between the pipes, 3-2 Coyotes. Chipchura with it. Into the corner, battling with Shea, and pops in front, and Korpikoski got a shot away.
That battle.
Now Dahlbeck, he's going to tee one up. It's very similar where he scored his first NHL goal as a member of Chicago, beating Tuukka Rask.
All about that first F1 on the forecheck that generated that chance there. Chipchura, it was all him on it, and a second effort to boot.
Darren Helm. At that time, big hit that time. Connor Murphy absolutely got Glendening.
That was for Shane Doan. I'm sure of it. What a hit. That is as good and as clean as it comes. That's old school hockey.
Yeah, and Glendening is going to the Detroit dressing room. Ends up in behind the net. Andrew Campbell. And this one off netting. What a hit. Connor Murphy just stepping up inside the blue line.
Oh, you never like to see guys get hurt, but boy, what a hit. by Connor Murphy. Glendenning picks the puck up and boom! On his can. Arm down, follow through, he explodes with his legs. That is a big hit by Connor Murphy. And he's been trying to play a lot more physical. And he has done exactly that.
Well, that's been the case too with Michael Stone. I think ever since being paired with Oliver Ekman-Larsson, Stone's been able to elevate that part of his game.
And I think with Andrew Campbell coming in and Dahlbeck, they recognize that, hey, they were having a lot of success, and the Coyotes want to get harder to play against. It's going to be a long night. You're going to play the Coyotes, you're going to have a few ice bags on your body.
Well, that gets back to my point from earlier that they're anything but a walkover here down the stretch as Miller's shot goes wide. Zidlitsky will play it in behind the net.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
Pops out high, Miller. He'll take a shot, blocked away that time. Now Miller gets it right back before it's stripped.
And Vitale took another puck, another block for his team. He went out, he went to the locker room after a block in the first period, and he might be going right back to the locker room again for that one. That's ice bag hockey.
Vitale to the bench, and he gets a pat from Kyle Chipchura over there. Meanwhile, Moore's going to play it back to center for Shane Doan. Get over the line it goes. Arcabello, all sorts of speed to Doan in front. Oh, and he just missed.
Crafty pass there by Arcabello.
Coyotes got it revved up here late in the second period with a 1-goal lead. Haven't scored 3 in regulation since the game at the New York Rangers on the 26th of February. Love save Jimmy Howard. And we'll get another face-off as we take a look at our Geico legacy moment. 1998, Dominic Hasek to become the first goaltender to record 30 shutouts in a Buffalo uniform. Sabres winning that game 2-0 over Calgary. And that's a little foreshadowing and a little tease for our next stop on this swing through the East. We'll be in Buffalo on Thursday night. First of 2 against the Sabres in less than a week.
Arcabello and Shane Doan sitting on the bench, starting to generate some good chemistry.
Behind the net it goes. Dave Moss and Martin Erat in there lending support along with Sam Gagner.
That hit by Connor Murphy, that's the hardest hit I've seen in a long, long time.
Picked here by Erat. Gets it back and over the line. Gagner gives it to Erat. Under a minute to go in the second. Now Erat trying to force it in front, taken away by Smith. And now Helm will get it out for Detroit. Could have been an interference call in behind the plate. Gagner got completely yanked down that time by Brendan Smith. And we roll on with Danny DeKeyser moving it up. Tatar in over the line, but taken away that time, and Dahlbeck will look up ice with a half a minute remaining in period 2. Into the corner, Schwartz going to work. And now back out of the zone it goes, and hustling back to retrieve is Ekman-Larsson. Stone now, and Schwartz will get it out. 8 to go. Kindle, very quiet here right now at Joe Louis Arena. Coyotes leading this, and they will lead it after 2 periods of play here tonight. Well, coming up at our second intermission, presented by your Valley Honda dealers, Todd will chat with Dave Moss. One of the goal scorers here tonight. We'll have our prospect profile, taking a closer look at Tyler Gaudette, and another installment of Nasher Knows. End of 2, and the Coyotes putting up a 3 spot with 20 minutes remaining, Tyson.
Well, what a period by both clubs. Talk about end-to-end action. Incredible. 1 goal in the first period, 4 in the second. That is good hockey.
Coyotes have 3 goals here tonight in Detroit on just 13 shots. Red Wings 2 goals on 26. End of 2 tonight at the Joe in Hockeytown. And it's all about the Coyotes leading the Red Wings 3-2. Stick around. Dave Moss will join Todd Walsh when we return. Hockey on Fox Sports Arizona is brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Visit us at geico.com or call 1-800-947-AUTO. By Behind the Mask Hockey Shops, serving Arizona since 1994. Visit one of our 3 Valley locations. And by Yancey's Fancy, New York's finest artisan cheese. Back at Joe Louis Arena, Coyotes with a 3-2 lead through 2 as we get set for the third period of play. Let's look back. Stats through 2. Shots attempted, Tyson, 22. And, we made a big deal over the last couple of games about the misses. They are certainly manageable here tonight.
Oh, that's the key right there. The other night, the Coyotes had 16 missed shots, 20 block shots. Tonight, they got 5 and 4. That is the key. They are making Howard make a save. That's the big thing. Second and third opportunities. There's been a lot of those because you hit the net. That's got to continue.
And what about the hits? 20-8.
Oh, I love it. I love it. And this is one of the best hits I've seen in years. This is as clean as it gets. Glendening loses the puck. He's looking down at his feet. Keep your head up and have it on a swivel when Connor Murphy is out there. He just lays him out. That is old school right there, right on the money. Boom. That's how you separate the puck and the puck carrier.
Luke Glendening, after that hit, went straight to the Detroit locker room. Don't forget, they're already down Eric Cole, who did not return after the first period.
And let's hope he's okay.
Yeah,
you
no question.
Never want to see someone get hurt, get injured, and not return. But that is part of the game, and I wish it was a bigger part of the game. There has to be an onus on the puck carrier. You cannot skate through the middle of the ice with your head down.
Well, it's been a while. The Coyotes on March the 5th, able to win that shootout game against the Vancouver Canucks. And we're underway here in period 3. Mike Smith will quickly move it along to Michael Stone. Coyotes with a lead here. And they're trying to kick off this Eastern road trip on the right note. Swartz that time. Follow-up move in front of Howard. Never got it to him. And now Helm will try to get it out. And it's played away. And Jedlitsky through the middle for Miller. Over the line, but the Red Wings are offside.
Yeah, move there by Miller. Helm went offside on it. He's trying to keep his speed going. You try as a puck carrier not to make a move before the blue line. You want to make that move, make it inside the blue line so everyone can keep that pace up that you try to generate as a team through the neutral zone. Real good pass, though, to Miller through the seam. Detroit down by a goal. We'll be sniffing here a little bit.
Sent in, Smith the save, and way out to poke it along. Try to get it past Nyquist, and a shot. That hit a body in front of. Glanced off Abdelkader. Now Zetterberg. Back out high to Kaiser with it. Lost it. And now it's played out of the zone, or back into the zone, played by the Coyotes, I should say, and back to center ice. Arcabello, one of the goals here tonight, with a wrist shot. Never made it to the net. Zetterberg will steer it away, and it's cleared out. All the way up the ice, chasing it is Klaus Dahlbeck. Detroit third in the Atlantic, Tyson, 89 points. They're getting some heat from behind them in the form of the Ottawa Senators, who are red hot with their goaltender, the Hamburglar.
What a story that is. Unbelievable.
And back to center ice, Jerkol moving along for Tatar. Tatar in over the line.
Tatar's been pretty quiet here tonight. One game this year, these two teams faced off. Tatar led the way with 3 points in that game.
He had a real good effort out in the desert.
Another one of those guys that Detroit just seems to be able to find out of nowhere. Second round draft pick, him and Nyquist. Nyquist, I believe, a third round draft pick, 121st overall.
Unbelievable, and they have had layers of prospects, and their team in Grand Rapids on the other side of the state is having a good year in the American League. Kindle with a shot, they score! And it was deflected in front. Tatar, you mentioned him, and I believe he's the one that deflects it home to tie the game.
Well, of course it's deflected. I think every goal here tonight has been deflected by someone. Talk about net front presence. That's what it's been all about here. Nice low to high play. The shot by Kindle, who wasn't even supposed to play in this hockey game. Does Tatar get a stick on this one? Let's see. Gets that puck back to the point, and he goes right to the front of the net. Connor Murphy tries to box out his guy. Dahlbeck can't get to the front of the net to get a stick on Tatar.
Played back in over the line, and a shot blocked away. Now the Coyotes will get it out. Craig Cunningham back to center. We believe it may be Tatar's goal. If that is the case, that'll be number 27. But we have had so many deflected goals in this game.
Well, let's check out the smile. Is he smiling overly big? It's a pretty good indicator. Let's take a look.
They're going to give it to Kindle.
Tatar going to the net. Yeah, it looks like it just beats Mike Smith clean, but I don't think that ever goes in without Tatar going to the front of the net. Mike Smith was screened for half a second. So Kindle with a goal and assist here tonight. A guy that wasn't even going to play. He replaces Kronwall in this hockey game. And not bad depth if you're Detroit, as Kindle, the 7th defenseman.
Wrap around here right through the crease, Korpikoski. And it'll be moved out as Miller now will chip one in.
So Tatar does get an assist on that Kindle goal, so he'll be happy.
And falling to the ice is Lauri Korpikoski.
Now let's
fans boo, but he's got a mouthful of blood.
Oh yeah, he is leaking. He's calling for the trainer. He's leaking in a bad way there. 4-minute power play now for the Coyotes. What a change of events. Let's take a look. Korpikoski goes in for the poke check. Oh man, he takes that stick right in the mouth.
Yeah, Zhidlitsky.
Right. Oh man, point right in the teeth, right in the jibs.
Double minor for high sticking to Zhidlitsky.
That's a tough guy, Korpikoski, to skate off after that. That was the point. That wasn't the flat part of the blade. That was the point, the sharp part.
So the Coyotes on the power play and a chance to get it right back as Jimmy Howard makes the save. And so we're going to face off to the left of the Detroit goal.
Yeah, you can't argue that. I'd like them to show that one on the Jumbotron. I think the fans would be awfully quiet after seeing that. And Howard to the rescue here. Your best penalty killer has got to be your goaltender, and Howard has been a little bit shaky in this game tonight. 16 shots for the Coyotes, 3 goals.
Played all the way down, and Mike Smith out to steer it. 3:45 to go on the Coyotes power play. A double minor to Zhidlitsky. It's an Arizona Lottery Powerball power play for the Coyotes.
Scoring the first 2, and you got 2 more to go for another one.
John Moore. Ekman Larsson now down low, chipped around. Good keep of the line by Moore. And now it's knocked away by Miller.
That's in a perfect world. Ideally, you just want one regardless.
Moore has it. He'll bring it on right wing. Ekman Larsson will send one in over the line. 3:10 to go in the Coyotes power play. Taken away, and Helm will get it out. Helm trying to go wide on Moore. Taken away that time by Moore as it's played into the corner by Doan.
Oh, and Helm just pitchforks Mike Smith here.
And a penalty coming up.
Spears him right in the belly.
Maybe lower. Man.
And Oliver Ekman Larsson was coming in for the big hit, and Mike Smith still trying to get things righted.
Mike Smith is in the crease and being attended to.
Very undisciplined for Helm. The referees are talking about exactly what transpired. Here comes Helm coming down that right side. Oliver Ekman Larsson was coming in for the hit and just kind of gives him a shot. Mike Smith gives him a little bit of a shot too, and then Helm gives him one right where it counts.
That was a blatant spear. They get him for a slash at 3:46. Wow, what an opportunity here for the Coyotes. They are about to go on a 5-on-3 power play.
For a full 2 minutes. 5-on-3. Talk about moving it around and a lot of room to do exactly that. Glendening, by the way, is back for Detroit. He's going to be the lone forward out here, I believe, to kill this one off.
So Glendening will take the draw against Sam Gagner. Miller out there as well.
Yeah, so 2 forwards and a defenseman. That's not typical.
Played at the line, Moore into the corner for Gagne. Fans didn't like it. Coyotes in a 5-on-3. Ekman-Larsson. And now Moore. Gagne side of the net. Back out high. Ekman-Larsson across, and Erad with a shot blocked away.
You don't see this very often with 2 forwards and only 1 defenseman.
Yeah, Erad's shot goes wide of the mark. It is a little unusual in a triangle configuration. Moore into the corner, Gagne. Now Gagne to Ekman-Larsson. He shoots. That one off Howard. Good keep by the Coyotes. And now back to the line, Moore. Over to Gagne. Coyotes with an opportunity to regain the lead here in a 3-3 tie. Ekman-Larsson for Erad. Now Erad high for Gagne. Now to a minute 2 remaining in the 5-on-3. Moore, side of the net. Erad out high. Ekman-Larsson pulls the trigger, and it's blocked and cleared out of the zone.
That's a big block there by Miller. That was a real tight triangle, a real tighter triangle there by Detroit, who just collapsed, not allowing that seam pass.
Moore with it for Erad. 36 to go in the 5-on-3. Stone with it out high. Over to Gagne. Now Gagne trying to work it back to the front. Ekman-Larsson was there. And back of the line for Stone. Crowd getting into it now. Gagne out high. Ekman-Larsson shoots, and a save by Howard. Erad has it. Back out high. Ekman-Larsson. Now Stone with a shot. Stopped that time by Howard. They try to jam it to the front, and Ekman-Larsson is there. 2 to go in the 5-on-3. Out of the box is Helm. They work it across. And now Gagne with it. Try to move it along. Helm, he's going to pick it off, and he brings it out. And the crowd loves this.
This is a tired core here. The Coyotes, they're all that power play time.
Back at center ice. Arcobello, 33 to go in the 5-on-4 now. Reeder with it. Reeder shoots. Oh, and he just missed wide. Played in behind the net. Around now, John Moore. That one bounced off Arcobello and out with 14 remaining in the power play.
Dave Moss replacing the injured Korpikoski for that player in front of the net.
Arcobello can't move it along. Cleared by Miller.
That is a big kill by Detroit, and they're getting a standing ovation here at the Joe.
Everybody on their feet at the Joe. Coyotes can't convert. They had a 5-on-3 and a 3-3 tie as we played nearly 7 in this third period. More battle here. Nearly taken away that time by Schwartz, but it's Nyquist to bring it through center. Turnover here, rolling right to the side of the net. Goes in behind.
No glove. That's Mike Smith's glove right there. Mike Smith has no glove.
Oh, that's right. He's lost it. Kindle now for Erickson. That's batted away. And now
blows that one down. Good thing. That is so dangerous. There's the mitt.
For our Taco Bell game summary, John Moore early in the hockey game made it 1-0 Coyotes from Cunningham and Vitale. It was 1-1, and then Mark Arcobello made it 2-1 Coyotes from Korpikoski in the second. 36 seconds later, Justin Abdelkader sprung, beats Mike Smith 2-2 at that point, and then Dave Moss, the Livonia, Michigan product, able to deflect one. That made it 3-2, and now Kindle with his 5th early in the third, 3-3, and that's where we stand. Mike Smith in the middle of it again, Tyson.
No, has he ever been? He's been good once again here tonight. Yes, he's allowed 3 in this game, but he has weathered a storm early in this game. That was the story for me. The 4-minute penalty kill as well. That was all Mike Smith. 26 more saves here tonight.
Well, and we've been talking about the Detroit power play, ranked number 1 in the NHL, but how about their penalty kill? Like you said, a huge kill, a 5-on-3 just moments ago.
And Mike Smith, his save percentage in the month of March is 94%, over 94%, still yet does not have a win to show for it, but he's got the offensive help that has been missing tonight.
We roll on 3-3 with 12:22 remaining in this third period. And Kindle to set it up. Kindle taking his time, and he's been a big part of the scoring here tonight, getting the game tied earlier in this period. Turnover here, and over the line, Schwartz. He'll drop it for Chipchura. Well, Chipchura still with the puck, tried to throw it out high. That's picked off. And Tatar will bring it back. Yurko in over the line. And he goes backhanded wide.
Yeah, it's a dangerous area there for Chipchura. A very rare turnover for him, but an area you just can't afford to turn pucks over against the wing.
Yurko set one on. Smith the save. And we'll get a face-off.
It's all about puck management now and mistakes. 11:42 to go in this game. This is your Schwartz laser eye center view from the ice. After the turnover, a save by Mike Smith. Swallows it up. No rebound, no loose change in that blue paint.
Face-off to the right of Smith. 11:42 remaining in regulation. Now Nyquist tries to get it to the front. Abdelkader's there, cleared away. Joe Vitale,
yeah, he's had a wonderful game here tonight. He has been all over it.
Reeder has it. He'll bring it in. Reeder hard to the net. Got a shot away, and Howard got a piece. Vitale going after it. Try to work it behind the net. Doan was there. Zetterberg, and it looks like a penalty coming up here. They're going to get the Red Wings. Might be an interference call. Abdelkader on Doan.
Another opportunity. You cannot let this slip by. Let's take a look. Shane Doan comes in. There's the little hit there by Abdelkader on Shane Doan. And Babcock will not be happy with his team and how they've had a parade to the penalty box.
Here we go on another Arizona Lottery Powerball power play. Abdelkader for interference at 8:46. Coyotes are 1 for 4 with 3 shots.
Yeah, 4th power play in the period.
Moore has it. He'll play it across. Erad with it as he sets it up on the left side of the ice this time. And now John Moore across for Ekman Larsson. Out high, Moore. Back to the line and a chance. Moore, he sent it wide. Off the end boards, and this one's going to pop out high. Arcabello for the Coyotes. Back to the line, Ekman Larsson. Wrist shot, score!
Dave Moss.
Dave Moss on the deflection. And the Coyotes get a power play goal, and it's going to be the second of the night for Dave Moss.
Dave Moss gets 1 all year. Before coming into this game here tonight, he's got 2. He's doubled his goal total for the year in 1 game here tonight in his hometown in Detroit. That big body, we talked about it, getting those pucks to the front of the net. Dave Moss took over for Korpikoski, who was injured earlier in this period. Great hand-eye coordination again. Scores in a very similar fashion as he did earlier in that second period. His 3rd of the season, and it's the go-ahead.
Well, the initial shot taken by that man, Oliver Ekman Larsson, and Moss. What a night. Oliver Ekman Larsson and Mark Arcabello assisting on that goal.
It's the 4th lead that the Coyotes have had in this game. Now, it's that next shift. You got to bear down.
Back to the front and nearly put home by Cunningham. Goes to the line. Chance here, and that hit a body in front. Well, the Coyotes in great shape here with 10:14 remaining in the third as Howard will give it off to Brendan Smith.
Well, 4 power plays. You got to capitalize. And the Coyotes did. No, they didn't score 5 on 3. They kept working, didn't get frustrated, and it paid off.
Dumped right back in, and Smith will play it behind. Ekman Larsson try to get it out. Give away here. Comes in front. Penalty coming up here. Wings are going to go to the power play. And it's going to be a holding call, I believe. And Detroit will head to the man advantage. Dave Moss, second of the night. It's 4-3 Arizona. Welcome back. Time for our Valley Toyota Let's Go places, and we'll be in Buffalo on Thursday night. First of two meetings between the Coyotes and the Sabres. And the penalty here.
Yeah, Michael Stone to the box. Just a little tug there on Sheehan. And you know it was coming. After all those power plays by Detroit.
So it's played all the way down the length of the ice. And the Red Wings will bring it through center. Here they come. Nyquist dumps it off. Zetterberg late. Brings it in over the line. Henrik Zetterberg in behind. For Abdelkader. Got it to the line for Kindle. Knocked away by Joe Vitale and cleared out of there.
Joe Vitale's best game of the season.
He has been good. Nyquist. Over the line. And now Nyquist will flip it back out high. That's where Abdelkader will set it up. Zetterberg now. Back of the line, Kindle across. Pulkkinen with a shot. And that might have gone up off Campbell. Wings will keep it inside the zone. Played into the corner. Zetterberg in behind the net for Abdelkader. Now Abdelkader and Zetterberg playing catch. Back to the line. And Kindle with a shot blocked away and cleared by Vitale.
Nice block there. I believe this time it was Dahlback. Good job plugging those holes by the Coyotes, not allowing those shots to the front of the net.
Tatar will bring it back, and in over the line it goes. Sheahan into the corner. Played behind the net. Yurko. Helm tried to keep it cleared out of there, and here comes Reeder. Reeder trying to get around Zidlitzky.
Oh, they're lucky. Zidlitzky is lucky. Reeder lost that puck. Easy for me to say.
In behind the net. Tatar. Helm. Cleared away by Murphy and all the way back down the wing.
Another tremendous kill here for the Coyotes with 10 seconds to go.
Huge momentum right now as Tatar will bring it out. 5 to go in the Detroit power play. Anderson cut off. Penalty is over. Stoner's out of the box. And he'll pick it off. And Stone will bring it along for Kyle Chipchura. Now Chipchura into the corner.
Smart play there to get it deep. No turnovers now.
Throw to the front, and Drew Miller will take it away. And now he curls with it.
You don't have a puck. You eat it in the corner.
Now to 7:22 remaining in Detroit. 4-3 Coyotes. Played along the end boards there. Ekman Larsson tying up his man. Forward battle here, Miller. Now behind the net, Michael Stone. Back of the line, Smith. He takes a shot. Stopped that time by Smith. And he'll hold on.
Well, the Coyotes are now taking deposits for the 2015-2016 season ticket packages. Guarantee your seats for the best games at the best prices by becoming part of the pack. For more information, call 480-563-PUCK or visit ArizonaCoyotes.com.
And if you're on the fence for season tickets, Coyotes still have 3 games remaining. You can maybe come out, test drive a couple of seats and see what you think. And
I can't believe it. 3 more home games left.
Unbelievable.
8 after tonight. I mean, it's just the season is flown by.
Vitale on the draw. Sent around by Moore. And right back in. Abdelkader in behind the net. Vitale. And now Moss, and he'll get it up the ice. Zidlitzky and Martin Erat. They tumble. Penalty coming up here, Erat.
Again, you take your hand off the stick. Every time they get you. Get your hand caught in the cookie jar. There it is.
It's that freehand Luke.
You love the work ethic. He's doing a great job there, but as soon as he does that, I mean, you just know. It's a penalty. And it has been for a number of years. And much like we've seen the Coyotes do, they did it last game against Vancouver. A late penalty allowed the other team, the opposition, back in the hockey game. They tip it. I think that face right there says it all.
Huge kill here for the Coyotes. Up by 1, 6:40 to go in regulation tonight in Detroit. They'd love nothing more than to get out of here with a big W on their way to Buffalo. Played around by Dahlbeck, but he can't clear. Tatar works it down low. Nyquist now behind the net. Abdelkader to the line for Zhidlitsky. Zetterberg, and he shoots, and it rides up, and they score.
That's Nyquist.
Yeah, Gustav Nyquist, and he had been very quiet heading into tonight's game, and he's able to score there.
Well, everything is off the stick as Zetterberg. Zetterberg just gets this puck to the front of the net. Mike Smith makes the initial save. And this puck's going to come back to the side wall. Zetterberg peels up nice and high to create that space. I believe that goes off of the right leg of Michael Stone. Up into the air, and Nyquist just knocks this one right out of midair. Just pokes at it. And it finds the back of the net, and that's self-inflicted right there. It's a self-inflicted mistake by the Coyotes. They've had the lead 4 times in this game and gave it up every time. Erat with the penalty, and you allow the best power play in the entire NHL to go to work.
Sooner or later. And Nyquist at 13:39, chance for the Coyotes. They shoot, and a stop that time. Arcobello is denied by Howard. Ends up in behind the net, and now Drew Miller will bang it off the boards and back to center.
What a game, though.
Back and forth all night in a 4-4 tie.
4 goals. I got to find out when the Coyotes scored 4 goals in a game. It's always been a good battle.
Abdelkader and Zetterberg on the assists. At 13:39 on Nyquist's goal. Set right back in, and Brendan Smith will move it there. Nyquist, by the way, goal number 23.
February 2nd was the last time the Coyotes scored 4 goals in a game.
Back it over the line, Andrew Campbell and Darren Helm. Closing it on 5 minutes remaining in this third period. Curl out front and a shot. And that ricocheted wide.
This is where you need Mike Smith to be brilliant.
Fans want a penalty, a holding call. They're not going to get one. Campbell that time tying up the player. And it's knocked out of there by Gagne. Gagne has it, going to try to hit the trailer Schwartz. And now Gagne gets it right back, and a stop by Howard. Unbelievable third period. First it was Dave Moss at 9:19 to give the Coyotes a 4-3 lead. And then Gustav Nyquist at 13:39. 4's wild indeed. 4-4 the score. Dave Tippett's team putting up quite an effort here tonight in Detroit. Mike Babcock trying to get his team going, and every time the Coyotes have taken the lead, his team has been able to get the game tied. Big night for Livonia, Michigan native Dave Moss with 2 goals. And Gustav Nyquist not too long ago getting this game tied at 4.
What a hockey game, and it's not over yet.
Played along, Coyotes trying to get it out. Shane Doan. Good more battle there with DeKeyser, and it's played right back.
The defenseman DeKeyser has turned out to be 25 points on the season. Continues to log big minutes for Detroit. Really coming into his own.
Good keep of the line. Arcobello, he'll send in behind the net. Hit that time Doan on Yurko. And now Connor Murphy with it.
Doan's been good in this hockey game. I tell you, there's no passengers in this one here tonight. Complete team effort from start to finish.
Real good battle between the Coyotes and Detroit. More behind the net. Connor Murphy will bring it along. Under 4 minutes remaining. Coyotes looking to get a late one here and get this one into the win column. Chipchura that time. Can't slow down Zhidlitsky, who gets it out, and Nyquist into the bench as we'll get a whistle and a face-off. Well, the Eastern Conference, and The Red Wings currently in third in the Atlantic. They're not going to catch Tampa Bay or Montreal. But when you look at the wild card, it's a little bit different because the Washington Capitals are just 1 point behind. But Detroit does have those 2 games in hand, one of which is here tonight.
Look at Ottawa. Holding up that other wild card spot, came out of nowhere. Now Boston. It's incredible. Last year I thought Boston was the best team that the Coyotes faced. Now they're out of it at the moment. Hard to imagine that things can change that quickly.
Sheahan will bring it out for Detroit. Flips it in. Smith will play it into the corner. Turnover here. And a shot is stopped and a rebound. Oh, and Smith got that one. That might have glanced off his stick. Unbelievable sequence, Mike Smith.
Unreal is right. The turnover, though, by Cunningham on the sideboards led to all that action, again, for Mike Smith. Not sure if that went off of Mike Smith or the post.
Well, that might have saved the game right there. 2:50 to go. Played back and over the line. Smith now for Detroit. Brendan Smith will move it up for Drew Miller. That never cleared the zone. Now it will as it's punched back, and Coyotes will chase this one down.
Well, Sheahan with the game on his stick. Couldn't find the back of the net.
Out of the zone, Kyle Chipchura angled off that time by Zhidlitsky. Smith for Detroit. And Zhidlitsky looking up the ice. Abdelkader out there. He'll bring it in over the line. Flips it to Smith. Smith's shot blocked. Abdelkader tried to pick it up, and it's cleared out by Gagne.
Oh, good back pressure there by Sam Gagne.
Smith now playing along. Nearly lost it, but he'll get it back to center. And Toby Reeder will send it right back in.
Shane Doan knocks Smith around once again on the sideboards. And a rough night for Smith because of Doan.
Played back of the line, Ekman Larsson looks to move it to the front, taken away. And here comes Detroit. Nyquist trying to get around Ekman Larsson. Nyquist.
Oh, good defensive play by OEL.
Zetterberg worked it to the front. And now Nyquist goes down. Zetterberg as well.
They're letting him go now.
Back of the line, Eriksson flips it to Kaiser. Now does Kaiser shoots, and it's stopped that time by Smith.
Prison rules right now. Anything goes. And the Kaiser rips that one. And that was slowed down by the stick of Dave Moss. And here's the opportunity we talked about. Sheahan all alone. Here's a better look at it. The first save, and here's the second one. A rolling puck. I think that goes up the right post.
I'll tell you what,
down and out.
Riley Sheahan has been around it all night. Huge face-off here to the right of Smith. False face-off, so they'll re-tee it.
He's definitely had his opportunities. Minute 19 to go. This face-off so big.
Coyotes are going to win the draw. Moore tries to get it out. He'll punch it back into the Detroit zone, but we get a whistle here on the icing.
Joe Vitale, and I like this by Dave Tippett here. He's got 2 centermen in case Vitale gets kicked out. He's got both Chipchura and Vitale to take this draw.
That'll be Sheahan against Vitale one more time for Detroit. Clean win by the Red Wings. Zidlitsky now behind the net. They try to throw it in front. Vitale is there. Oh, he was watching the backside. Under a minute to go in regulation. Taken away. Sheahan will bring it back in over the line. Takes it in behind the net. Helm to Smith. Smith at the line. Tries to get a shot away. It's loose in the crease. Just sent wide. Helm is there. Now Helm shoots over the top. 34 to go. Now Zetterberg pulls up, shoots, and Smith got that one as well.
I was going to say, when was Babcock going to get Zetterberg out on the ice to finish this game off and try to end it for Detroit? Helm had a few opportunities. How about Helm? His girlfriend had a baby last night or the night before in the car.
Couldn't even get to the hospital.
No, he almost ended it.
Assist to Darren Helm.
Bodies flying everywhere. There's the captain, Zetterberg. No Pavel Datsyuk in this game here tonight.
Yeah, no Cleary, no Datsyuk. Kronwall a late scratch. Stephen Weiss not playing, and get a whistle here and a timeout, Coyotes.
Big holes to fill for Detroit, but talk about the offensive depth. Kindle steps in for Kronwall, has a goal and an assist, and Dave Tippett just trying to catch a breather here for his players, knowing where everyone's responsibility is on a won or a lost faceoff.
Well, Sunday history will be made in Martinsville as the first ever NASCAR Sprint Cup points race will be telecast on Fox Sports 1. Kurt Busch will look to defend his title from last season in the first short track race of the season. Coverage starts at 8:30 a.m. Pacific, only on Fox Sports 1 and streaming live on Fox Sports Go. And here we go. 22.8 remaining in the third. Game knotted at 4. Coyotes looking for a couple of points to begin this eastern swing. And the Red Wings trying to get a little bit of breathing room over the wild card competition in the East. Chipchura's won 12 of 18 tonight. He wins another one here. Sent around. Doan's going to get it out with 18 to go.
And that's the play they drew up on the board, except not the icing. And Shane
that was
Doan
close.
Giving it to the linesman. I think he's saying that Reeder had to step on the defenseman to Kaiser to get to that loose puck. But it's all about a face-off win and having that winger blow right to the sideboards with a little chip. And then you chase it down. Perfectly executed. Can they do it again?
Zetterberg in for the face-off for Detroit against Kyle Chipchura. Chipchura 13 of 19 here tonight in the face-off circle. Now it'll be Abdelkader for the Red Wings. And off the draw, Ekman Larsson going to take it into the corner. Unable to keep that time to Kaiser. And Detroit's going to play it along as they will get it back in over the line, but they're going to run out of time. And this game is headed to overtime. What a night in Detroit.
What a hard-fought game by both teams. Howard was not good in this hockey game. Mike Smith was a beast once again. Gets a little offensive help from his squad in front of him, and they're guaranteed a point.
So the Coyotes and Red Wings head to overtime. 4-4 the tie. 33 saves by Mike Smith, and this one huge on Riley Shea and late. Sanderson 4. Welcome back to Captain Shane Doan, and the Coyotes head to overtime here tonight in Detroit. 4-4 the score. Goaltenders in this one, Mike Smith. I mentioned 33 saves so far here tonight. He's 4-5 in overtimes, and that includes 3-3 in the shootouts. At the other end, Jimmy Howard. For the Red Wings, he is 5-9, just 1-8 in shootouts.
He's been fighting it tonight.
And of course, the long change in overtime. That's new this season. The Coyotes and Red Wings switching ends.
The Coyotes scored the first goal of the hockey game. John Moore getting it done. Cunningham throws it to the front of the net. His second of the season. Deflections have been the story here tonight.
No question, just about all of them in off deflection. We still believe that maybe that goal will be changed to Craig Cunningham, but that's, at this point in time, not really important. What's important right now is the overtime that is underway. Ekman Larsson will bring it as he circles inside of his own zone. Stone with it to center. Crowd starts the chant. And now Ekman Larsson back, so Reeder up front, along with Mark Arcabello to begin the overtime in the 4-on-4 format with Ekman Larsson and Stone defensively. Tatar will take it away, and he brings it out. taken away that time, and Arcobello gets stripped as well. DeKeyser with it in over the line. This shot was partially blocked, and Dahlbeck will bring it out for the Coyotes back to center. And the big defenseman will dump one in. Doan going after it. 1 minute in the books in overtime here tonight at Joe Louis Arena. And Abdelkader will skate by. To center. Abdelkader will drop it off Zetterberg.
Oh, big hit there. Connor Murphy. Shane Doan took the worst of that one.
There's kind of a sandwich there as it's moved along and back out high. Zidlitsky tried to get it across. Good stick, Connor Murphy there. Coyotes will free it in the corner, and Chipchura brings it out. Now Chipchura in over the line, sized up by Brendan Smith. Detroit will take it. Zidlitsky will get it back in over the line. Tried to leave it there for Helm, but we get a whistle offside Red Wings.
Well, 3:19 to go. Coyotes, do they have one more in the barrel to finish Detroit off, who's come back in this hockey game 4 different times to tie it up and get this game to overtime.
Trying to get a win for their goaltender, Mike Smith, who has one of the highest saves percentages in the month of March in the entire circuit, yet he doesn't have a win. Back to the front, Erickson. And Gagne will set it up in behind the net as he sends for Stone. Ekman Larsson will bring it to center. Over the line. Stopped that time by Kindle. And it's taken away. And out come the Red Wings. Through center ice, Nyquist. Helm back to the line. DeKeyser for Kyle Quincy. He got stripped to the puck, and here comes Gagne. Over the line. Gagne holding on to it for John Moore. And this one is taken away and out of the zone. Andrew Campbell now for Dave Moss. 2 goals here tonight.
Why not?
Try to get a shot away. That goes wide. Moss has played here a lot of times as a collegiate. As this one is played all the way back. Arcobello.
Got the hot stick, that's for sure. 1 goal all season, 2 tonight.
Yeah, he just triples his goal total in 1 game. Why not?
No
right?
big deal in his hometown.
Over the line, here's a chance. Arcobello. Arcobello to the net. He scores! Mark Arcobello. And the Coyotes have won it in overtime. 2nd of the night and 15th of the season for Mark Arcobello.
What a beautiful play this was. How about the finish on Arcobello? This guy just doesn't miss. You give him a chance. That puck is in the back of the net. He is as good as gold. It's automatic. Arcobello. That's my new nickname for the kid. 4 different teams. And how about this finish? That is a goal scorer's goal right there. He elevates that puck. It doesn't go in. Again, Jimmy Howard, this is a save that he's got to make. Throws it low on the ice, stick side. Post it in. This is just beautiful.
Mark Arcobello with 2 goals. Coyotes get 22 shots on Jimmy Howard, and Howard allows 5 here tonight in Hockeytown. First road win since that game at Chicago in the shootout. The 3-2 win back on February the 9th. It's been a long time coming, and it's going to be a happy group of Coyotes as they head off to Buffalo in a little bit. What a night. Mark Arcobello gets his 15th and 2nd tonight, and the Coyotes win it in Motown.